Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world. Trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
All my life, I've been a performer, a musician, beloved and celebrated by all. But I have a secret. I'm also a playground for sprites and spirits and worse. The voice that rings inside me now is darker than any that came before. Almost caused a bunch of my fans to rip each other to pieces. But you can trust me. I've got this under control. Step 1, find out who or what is trying to take control of my mind. Step 2, make it sorry it ever tried.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
Still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Damn. And here I was, hoping my upstairs visitor was just playing tricks on me. Yeah, no thanks. One sparkly green hate necklace is enough. This again? Hey, a sheep!
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. Did you expect a needle? Did you expect a needle?
trauma. It was brought by magic.
Everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do, really.
Empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like there you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. No. You're alive, and you're having a conversation. You are on a ship, of course, but luckily for us both, we're merely sailing the plain old sea.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your question, what this collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours.
No known associates.
Good gods! There's been a murder here.
Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
It was one of them. I know it. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark...
Snake eyes.
She chuckled.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
But I reassure you and you shall
Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
mad. Insufferable.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. A dark, dank place. I remember it well. As everyone lay sleeping, you sat in the dark with wakeful eyes, looking rather lovingly at... me!
Would you put a knuckle in it?
Huh. My, aren't you a pretty cup full of sugar and spice?
We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Of course it is. The truth's right there. Skin deep.
They're picking us off one by
But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me.
But I reassure you and you shall...
I don't lick and tell.
You think me mad?
Mad?
She smiles, content.
Just a kitten in a corner.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
I'm busy watching for clues. What? Didn't make it clear the...
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben-Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divide.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if...
The lizard looks you up and down. Like a farmer, all of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
My, we are fierce, aren't we? Not to worry. I'll soon... Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Oh, goodness, no. And don't even mention the demon's testes that are turnips. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Mad? No. Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben-Mezd.
Just as I thought. That explains what's besieging my nostrils. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. As per your own testimony, you can tailor, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry. I know, but you just don't have what it takes. A good slave's made of still. Hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
Wow! You look cool. I like your hair. I like your eyes. I like your colour. I have one too.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Magister William, you faring okay so far?
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, ma'am, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Keep those bubbles trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What's happened? Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards. Fresh hell is this? Something's pounding on the hull!
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels... pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely... The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley...
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first...
Oh. Yes? Shouldn't you be running or screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly use the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? Trifling matters. No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea. Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over.
The skeleton holds up his book in one quick, frustrated movement.
I am trying to discover if there is anyone worth saving, and I will be damned if I let the lives of some mayflies get in my way. Go on, go, swim or drown or do whatever.
You touch the door, your belly goes hollow. It doesn't budge. The door groans open.
I need to get out of here, now! Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
You pass through the door. The skeleton...
No, why on earth? And speaking of which, do you not have lifeboats to fight over? Do you look at me? No. Whereas you, I believe you, I had a mask that was still, she'll drown with the rest of
the skeleton.
I am trying, and I will be, go on.
Hell is this? Something's pounding on the hull.
The marking on the door was... You press your palm against the door. It doesn't budge. The door groans open.
Something's breaking through. What the hell are those things? Damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick. More. Get off this ship.
Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down here. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here. Hear that, kid? We need to go!
But about the ladder? It's right over there. You can go straight down.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Well, the Order's right about one thing. First comes Source, then comes Voidwoken. Am I the lone survivor? Well, thanks, disembodied voice. Brachus Rex? Who's that again?
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots...
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Hello, sir. I'm Tam. Are you a sorcerer too?
The child screws up his face and looks at you, hard. He holds up his little mirror and his eyes go wide. The mirror falls and shuts.
I have to go.
The boy begins to cry.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn.
No, sir.
I thought these bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. That's Magister Jalen. He wasn't so bad on the ship, at least. Poor fella. Black cat. Here, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity. Its eyes clear, and it shakes its head.
wonder where this leads.
Boring.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey. It appears confused. As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding a bugger.
How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents.
Damnation! That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. Oh, yes. An exceptionally common, but exceptionally valuable commodity. A face. A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lax...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Riverlon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! You are simple beasts. And you simply do... So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on... I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business. Indeed. I may be the only, at least from this realm. As for the others... Well... There is an excavation... A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the... I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. We disappeared, but I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again. A companion? After you left the others to die on that ship? Hardly actions that instill confidence. Then again, I am somewhat... I suppose, circumstances being what they are, you seem more... at ease in this world than I. A guide would... Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in... Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? Much magic? I was controlling the powers of the universe while your people were still... doing whatever it is you used to do. What speciality would you prefer? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? Splendid. Very well. Let's be off. Is it not enough that you travel with me? Must go on then. Bark away.
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it and find a small,